A Swiss bishop has just cut through decades of ambiguity. Bishop Marian Eleganti, auxiliary bishop emeritus of Chur, looked at the SSPX's planned July 1st episcopal consecrations and called them exactly what he believes they are: a schismatic act, not a legal technicality, not an overreaction, a schism. Bishop Eleganti goes straight to the law. Canon 1382 is crystal clear. A bishop who consecrates someone as bishop without papal mandate, and likewise anyone who receives consecration from him, incurs excommunication reserved to the Apostolic See. Canon 1013 reinforces it. No bishop may ordain another bishop without the Pope's mandate. These aren't arbitrary rules. They reflect the Church's divine constitution. Bishop Eleganti quotes the Council of Trent, which condemned bishops not duly consecrated or sent by canonical ecclesiastical authority as thieves and robbers. He quotes Pope Pius XII's Mystici Corporis on the visible nature of the Church. The teaching is consistent across centuries. Episcopal jurisdiction comes from the Pope. Sever that bond, and you sever yourself from the visible head. Then Eleganti names the contradiction at the heart of the SSPX's position. They hang the Pope's image in their sacristies. They pray for him at every Mass. They affirm the hierarchical Church with Peter at its head, and yet they act as if his jurisdiction does not apply to them. They develop, in his words, one's own hierarchy and a leadership independent of Rome. You cannot have it both ways. Professing loyalty while ignoring authority is not obedience. It is what Eleganti calls self-empowerment justified by appeals to an emergency. But here is where his analysis deepens. He does not simply condemn the SSPX and stop. He turns to the rest of the Church and says, "You have failures to admit." He speaks of failures since the Second Vatican Council, the liturgical reforms that went beyond what the Council intended, the ecumenical efforts that led not to unity, but to an unprecedented decline in the faith life of Catholics. He points to the rejection of Church teaching, to rudimentary faith knowledge, to empty pews. He turns to Germany's synodal path and calls it what it is: a left-wing social agenda that has nothing to do with the faith of the Church. He warns that those promoting heresy should be named and excommunicated before they completely tear apart the body of Christ. Eleganti holds two truths together. The SSPX's consecrations are schismatic, but the crisis driving them is real. The solution, he suggests, is not the society's path, but some kind of reform of the reform, the phrase associated with Pope Benedict XVI, that addresses the obvious ruptures that have occurred. He draws a crucial historical distinction. During the Arian crisis, saints like Athanasius and Basil endured suffering for the faith. They faced hostile bishops, even emperors, but they did not adopt a heretical or schismatic position toward the Pope. The lesson is searing. Crisis does not authorize autonomy. Suffering does not justify schism. The Pope may be criticized, lamented, even wept over, but he cannot be bypassed. Eleganti's final word on the SSPX's emergency argument is worth remembering. It cannot in any way legitimize such a grave step, because there is only one Church, founded on Peter, the Rock. Unity with the Pope must be realized factually and canonically, not ideally or invisibly, but in the concrete act of obedience. July 1st is approaching. The SSPX has not yet responded to Cardinal Fernandez's proposal for theological dialogue. Bishop Eleganti has now made clear what is at stake: not just canonical penalties, not just excommunication, but the very structure of the Church as Christ founded it.